Hello, I thought I might just do a quick video on a presentation on the differences between the sizes between these scales of these models. I have a collection of HO, double O, 2N gauge and a few TT gauge models, and I just thought I'd show you the differences in the sizes. This is a Class 8 diesel in Triang. That's double O scale, and in front of you there, that's the equivalent in TT. Yeah, I think TT gauge from memory was maybe just a little bit less than 3mm to the foot, and double O was 4mm to the foot, which is basically 1:76. These are supposed to be 1 to 100. So that's the diesel. I'll quickly show you a Ginty. And that's its equivalent TT. Okay, just turn it silent. So they are both good looking little models, I suppose. And I do have some other examples here of European brands. I think this is a Flieshman. This is an 060. It's a nice little train. I'll just turn it on its side, around to the side so you can see it. And this was, I think this is a Rocal, I'm not too sure. Look, it's quite old, it still works. It's got those really old, the old light bulbs in it, so. HO, which I think is about 3.5mm to the foot, which was 1 to 87. And then if you compare the size of these two, the two TTs, that's the English, that's the German. It's pretty comparable. I'll just move those out of the road quickly. Now, I don't have a Triang Prairie equivalent, so I've got to use my Lima there, but that's double O scale, and that's the, well, TT equivalent, I'd say. Actually, the TT looks pretty decent size of this model. It's nicely detailed. I think Triang went to some effort to make these models look well, realistic as they could for the time, I suppose. I mean, the steps are pretty well set out there, and I don't know if I can catch the rivets in the light, but you might. Yeah, there you go. There's the rivet work. Probably the only thing that's out of scale are the rods. I don't think they'd be that thick on a similar model if you were modelling that today. And there's some of the other scales and differences I was just going to run through quickly. Like it's a Lima Bobo, it's NCF electric diesel. This is a Hornby or Triang equivalent. This is a Cocoa. Unfortunately, I don't have a Bobo in the English diesels. And this is the TT equivalent. Now, TT in Europe, I think they say it's up to 1:120, which would be just less than 3 mil, I suppose, 2.8 mil. And then the end gauge. Well, that's a Lima brand that's broken at the moment. I'm still repairing it, but you get the idea. That's a bit smaller again. Now, I think it was 2 millimeters or less to the foot, which that's depending on where the model is made. It could be anywhere from 1:148 to 1:160. So even there was a bit of there's not consistency in the actual size, just depending on the country of manufacture as to what they decide the measurement that they're going to use. These are some Cocoa diesels that I've tried to show you the difference in the size in those. That's obviously the A1A from England. It's a nice model made by Triang. This, believe it or not, it's a Cocoa. It's the only thing I've got that's similar in size. Apologies to that, but you get the idea. It's 1:87. And this obviously is a Triang diesel switcher, which you look at those two models, they're HO, they're both HO. I actually did a bit of reading up on the scales that Triang did use, and the Transcontinental series locomotives were all manufactured in HO scale, so this book led me to believe. If we move along, just a few rail buses there. That was a Flieshman. I repainted it. It was a blue and white model when I got it, but it was just the paint was coming off it everywhere. It looked terrible. So I like red, so red it is. And that's its TT equivalent, almost. But you can see the size there. And there we have an example. That's an N-gauge tram. It's pretty finely detailed. It's a really nice little runner too. And here we have the HO equivalent. I forget who made this. Looks pretty cheap, but still it's a good runner. Okay. This is here. That's a clan line. That's a Hornby. It's pretty big, and this is the equivalent in TT. Just pull it back a little bit, so it's quite a substantial difference in size, considering it's only about 1 millimeter difference in the scale that they use. So that's 00 TT, and a HO example of a 462. Just Transcontinental Pacific, which it's a tiny bit smaller than the 00 gauge clan line there, but still quite an upsize from the TT. This is a 262. It's manufactured in Australia by Haskell. Puffing Billy. I forget the scale of this thing. I just bought it because I liked it. I don't usually run it. Sorry, I did have it written somewhere. Here it is, it'll be on there. It's an ON30 gauge. You read that on them. There you go. I don't model in ON30. I just like the look of this. This is a really nice little engine. I've got two others of these. One's just an 040 and the other's a Shea logging engine. It's really nice. And then the other one that I have, this is made by Wuiske. They're an Australian company as well. Well, they sell them. I think they're manufactured in Asia. And this is HON 3.5, which I'm led to believe that's 3.5 inches to the foot. That's a QR class 1500 diesel. It's really nice. It actually shows how it runs. Doesn't really run really well on this old steel track, but we'll give it a go. No, it's not happy. Oh, there we go. It won't go around the corners. It can only do 18-inch radiuses. That's a very nice run. So anyway, I just thought it was just an interesting observation. I don't have anything in the A gauge or the S gauge or whatever else, those big gauges to show. I just thought it was an interesting little project to just have a look at the differences in the sizes. These are just before we finish. This is that's a little Flieshman 040 in the HA, and this is a BR equivalent made by Hornby, I believe. So they are quite a bit bigger when you look at them side by side like that. This one I've put a little man in, painted the cabin. I don't know if you can see it. I'll try and throw some light in there. Get the idea. It looks even worse. Oh yeah, there you might be able to catch it. And I've put a little white bulb in there that it works. And a little timber floor, which I'll try and pick out for you if it's possible. Oh yeah, you can just see through the crack there. And the light does work. I'll just put the sun sideways, it might show up. There we go, lights the cabin up pretty nice too. Anyway, I hope this has been interesting. With just some of the gauges and the sizes. Anyway, till next time, thanks very much.